Okay, we are again here to explain a little bit the life in here and probably even in other places started the same. People would ask, is it really hate in here? And the populace at all times complain about hate speech, hate crime, something in the especially in the United States, but even in Canada they do that a lot. And there are those who accuse about white supremacy, what is not. I mean, it's not white supremacy, it's something else. It is. It is really hate here. I mean, I was trying to find out a way out of that speech what people say and try to say, okay, let's say that is not. Let's find the solution that is not, that is really good. Mostly we talk about the United States. Are those people hateful? Is that possible? It's not that way. It's not that way. Always trying to say it's not in my brain, but at all times it looks that it is. And then I'll try to explain how how comes it is, and you look at all the work that you have done of the greatest, the brilliance in everything, and then you find out almost it's true. So many years trying to find out and understand it is a seriously hate crime they have. They are very unhealthy people and very jealous, envious. They have lots of hate, to tell you the truth. When we are talking about the safety and that what they are saying and what is happening and what people do to them, that is in addition true. It is happening. That what they say in the United States and in Canada too. It's quite a bit the same. Just people think that it's different. They do. It's a beautiful country, but the environment is totally negative. And but if they say something, they don't say it because it's true something when they want something to argue at all times, but it's because they say it because they are jealous of something, so they want to damage everything. So here are two countries what are beautiful, but the people that they came here and they immigrate, they created really hate, and they are not successful people don't want to be even in a relationship with them when it comes to dating or something because they are terrible people. They became such as monsters, terrible. Probably they brought the fake media news and then they created that hate, or they wanted to create hate that it looks that Americans are this way. I don't know, but it could be that one too. But until none of them is arrested when they're doing that, obviously, let it say that is that way, America and Canada. What are we going to say? We're going to say the way they represent themselves, so that's not our problem to go after them. If we would be in police, they would be arrested a long time ago, but for the high treason and those things, what they do. But what I want to say is, it is seriously hate, and the way I notice, they are very hateful in the United States too, and in Canada too. It's the same. I mean, the reason why is that I believe is because they are not successful people. That's the reason. And now you have the background culture or something, and then they pick up on someone for that because they never been inventors. The truth is that they never been inventors. The truth. If you really want to know from me, because I experienced most of those people, you don't know them. I know them very closely who they are. All what they want to do is damage and they humiliate and try to destroy everything they can and steal everything they can. But if they do accept anything, then they slow you down a lot. For example, if you have, let's give you an example. If you have today, if you make, let's say, 10 to 15 inventions in a day, And that is an example. I mean, then they want to slow you down, so they will always reject that one three times, and many times even more. Depends that you don't go through submission. This is what they are doing. I mean, they probably want to take the files. That one. This is what I'm saying. Always do something with your picture together, yourself and that one what you have. That they wouldn't have the ability to do that because that's how they are. But they have jealousy when you're better than them. We were all better than them, even that time when they used to be the best inventors. We were, now I can see that we were not the best. We were not third. We were the best. I can see how they are reacting these days. So they just lie. I mean, they are not. They are not inventors. They've never been. They just represent themselves on the media as they are somebody's, but they are really nobody's. On other side, they keep together. That is the good thing, and they do good things when it comes to people are paying them lots of money, and then they say they do good things. They are paid for it to do things. You see, they are doing it because they love any country, but still, the country is pretty okay, but they are very unhappy, most of them. And those who are happy or okay, then they come into disturbing. For example, obviously, how can people be normal if you live, let's say, in the apartment? You go to a kitchen and there is a window, and they made a hallway that way that is open where the balconies are. So each person has a balcony, let's say, from one side and another side by the kitchen. And there is even small hallway where people shouldn't even walk. There is emergency exit just for people who live there, as us. And, but they will just keep going. Unknown people who work in the building, which shouldn't even walk around there usually. They keep coming, all type of people, and looking through window, and they they behave such a strangers, but obviously is a serious abuse what they do. And they're looking when you, let's say, you have underway, or if you put that short pants up because you don't. That's your place. I mean, you don't care. I mean, not that you are walking naked, but still, they want to see things that are as pedophiles, in that way. I mean, it's true. I mean, people who are looking at adults probably they're looking at the kids too. I mean, it's true. I mean, I know how the abusers work and how they are. I mean, they are pedophiles. It's true, but they have problems. I mean, they are seriously sick people. I mean, the people think this way. Oh, okay, they work for the building, or they work for the government, or services, or let's say it can be even police, it can be security guy, it can be healthcare doctors. Those who work for the hospitals, those are corrupt. They do anything they tell them. They're never gonna be honest to testify something true. I mean, like if Jesus would be here, he would be on the cross. They would say, "No, I don't believe that." For example, that's how they are. I mean, but yeah, something is wrong with many people, which are they can be doctors, they can be anybody. Something is really wrong with them. But if you don't believe that they are hateful people and everything what I just said, you can come. I mean, you can see. I will have the ability to show you, but you cannot see it this way. I mean, you have to see it when you want to be on your own. I mean, when you notice that they are not who they say they are people which are trying to convert you in an identity, something that you don't want, something that they don't deserve that you represent them because they didn't give you nothing. And it's type of difficult situation, but most of the people they do accept everything what they say because they're not successful. So what bothers them about even accepting or not when they are not successful? Their name is not important in this world, so it's different. But now it is seriously hate. I mean, they are very hateful and very, very strange, unhealthy people. They're sick in the head. Something is really wrong with them, and you might think they're probably gonna think that is wrong with anybody else because they don't see themselves who they are and what they are doing every day. But obviously, they are not okay people. For example, if they work somewhere, they think they are okay because they work. So they judge other people which they don't work because trying to set them okay, but they are not okay. They are really sick in the head. They have misconceptions and they look at through the window and something, and you say, "What is wrong with these people?" I mean, can you just not understand that that's a private property somewhere when a person has their own space or unit, apartment, or something? By them is something unusual, something not normal behavior they have. Even they might look at okay, but they are not okay. And they have problems. They try to ask other people about their doings, but instead to ask themselves whether is something wrong with them, and to go to check themselves and to say what they are doing. Imagine we take a few people with us and we go to one place to just to pick up someone and to keep going looking through the window always anybody we want, but always the same person. What would you think about it? They would say these guys are crazy. And that's exactly what I'm saying. So it's up to you to understand whether there is something wrong with them or not. Here is no crime. I mean, in this apartment for sure, here is no crime. And that's what is important for them and for myself to know. But the problem is you have to learn something not to follow them when it comes to anything that they offer you. Don't follow them because they are not inventors, they are not intelligent people, brilliant, and don't. I mean, they are fooling you around if you would. But lots of, I'm not saying that people don't follow me. I have too many followers that are in person in real life, not online, real life. And is such as what where I really don't want to have much people around me unless they are really normal people that they know how to approach people the right way, the normal way. When I see that they don't behave normal or that they have not educated questions or something, the type of people I really don't want to be even talking to unless I know someone really so good, so I don't want to really disrespect or something. So I might even talk a little bit that I wouldn't be type of ignorant. But the problem is they don't have the brilliancy how to even talk. For example, if those doctors would be good, so who is better doctor? Someone standing here who is pure and true, or those which are hospital ones and the ones that just criticize others, but in real life they are really sick. Uh, so who is the real doctor? So do you say, okay, I don't know, like how are you? Something is wrong with them, obviously. That's all what they know. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, if they have doctors that way, so what good can you expect from the people then? Nothing good you can expect from them because this is how they teach them and this is how it is. But even if you want to make business with real people, that doesn't make sense. But there are people who talk that way because they have, for example, they have those cartels and that type of thing. They talk that way, to tell you the truth. And then police starts too, because all those people who are messed up in the head, they talk that way. So they don't have nothing different. Everybody the same. As you want to say, everybody are the same in the same sickos mentality approach. And then people are surprised. I mean, who wants to be with people as them? With them, but now it, we are explaining that it is hate. I mean, in America, we are talking about Canada too. Canada is already known as a hate, but for the United States, people think there is no hate, but there is serious hate too. I was trying to find out a solution that is not, but I really find out that it is hate because I noticed from the even from the stars when they started to be so jealous to us for the I was surprised. I said, why would people be like that? I mean, come on, they made money. Made money something they don't deserve. Many of them they don't because they are not successful. They're not inventors. They're just, let's say, singers or movie stars. Something that they are not brilliant because of it. But they try to fool around other people. And what I'm not saying that they don't have a few okay people, of course, but it looks that they're very jealous. So something is wrong with people who are jealous like that. I mean, then even the people who are the most rich in the world, they are also jealous. And when you see something that way, you say, just a second, you people are really unhealthy and people who are not normal people, man. Because if you already have a lot, you are rewarded something you don't deserve. And everybody see around the world that you are not who you are representing themselves. They represent themselves. They just talk as entrepreneurship. They just talk. That's all what they know. For example, we talk. We are explaining the truth. I'm saying the truth. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And for example, even when I go for a training, I go and practice, but people always talk how they are the best, but they come, they just sit, or they do a little bit and they leave. They don't have any. I'm trying to explain you, doctor, up and down, man. It's not what you think. They just have a talk. The only what they can be good about it when they damage others, the best what they can do is they can be boxers or something that way. Because in America, in Canada, is mostly we are talking even more for America because those are people who are not educated most of the time, not educated, and then they do that because that's the only way for them. Because for them there is no education or learning of something because they don't have that brilliancy and they don't. For them, all what it is only boxing and violence something. And for example, when we talk about Tyson, we can I see a difference now and what was before, how we were thinking about Tyson as before younger we were. We loved Tyson much more. Now we don't say we don't love him because I know it's hard boxing. In the past, I know what boxing is. We were doesn't matter. I'm saying the truth now, so you understand why. Uh, I was there in that fields too, but we did think that Tyson is really. But in these days, when you see what is going on, how they damage others, professionals, and then you say, yeah, well, of course, if they damage other people, of course he's going to be tough. But at the same time, he is tough. But the problem is that there's lots of hate in that sport, and people respect people for someone who is not educated and just being a boxer. That is just saying you are a brilliant inventor, you invent. Okay, you don't have to have education if you are an inventor. You're supposed to be more respected than everyone. But if someone has education as excellence, you're an inventor, body by heaven, the best, that on the best, school the best, sport the best, all type of things the best, almost everything the best in the world, then obviously they cannot come even close when it comes to comparison of who is something. And this is jealousy what they have in America that hate Canada, America. I'm trying to say is the same because they are not successful. They just they have a talk. That's all what it is in their life, and they have so much something. They just talk about others all the time. I mean, they don't have nothing to say good about themselves. Always talking about others' private life, something they don't even know. They just make up. They try to make people criminals, something because they do crimes personally. Where I'm not saying that they are not immigrants and refugees, that what they call them illegals. They call illegals anyone, not just them, everyone, whoever it is. You can be citizen, you are illegal. That's how they are. But when the success comes, then you are everybody illegal, those who are successful. But when you're not successful, then everything's fine. So illegals they themselves first, because first of all, when they do high treason, that is already a crime, and they are criminals. For example, what they're doing, those let's say ICE, the people who record things, not necessarily ICE, but those people who record things, they are criminals. They do it high treason. They should be in prison for what they do. Those things they shouldn't be doing. What I'm not saying, let's say illegals, those who don't have documents in the within country and they don't want to apply for documents, those people are obviously it is illegally, but there are people who do bad things. It's true. I mean, but that doesn't mean that you have now to bring all that negativity online and every day the same, all negativity about them, or even other people. They try to make everybody criminal because they are criminals too. I mean, themselves are probably even more criminals sometimes. Those because they laundered the money and it's drugs, everything they do here in these countries. Probably looks that even police because they know about that. They know about that. Looks there are many people involved, and then they try to make criminals other people who are good. I mean, this is how they are, and it is a hate crime. They are very hateful people. Otherwise, they would be arresting people who are posting those things if they are not Americans. So obviously they are Americans. Then they are Americans, so they are hateful what they do. And I'm not saying if they try to prevent people from coming there, there is no problem. I mean, look, people who are not successful, they are gonna go to the United States in both ways, whether they are going to be negative with them or not, because they are not going there because of, let's say, if I want to live in the United States, my purpose wouldn't be there to go there to do what they go there to do because I'm very successful. So I wouldn't even want to live in the United States unless they give me back what is mine from Microsoft, Apple, and the rest of 20 times more. That success and brilliancy. You don't understand what I'm trying to explain you. So that is lots of money. So they don't give any of that. They just think someone's going to be working there for them for being their slave, something. And but other people, they go there for other reason. They don't care, man. They're gonna go there. You keep criticizing them and accusing them. There are people who are guilty, but they accuse everyone. That's how they are. So those people are gonna go there anyways. They're gonna go there. They're gonna do the business they want, and that's the purpose is that easy way of life. And then is another part of it when they're going to work hard. But sooner or later, when they're gonna get documents, they are not going to be working anymore because you become tired. For example, I have pretty much good energetical things, so I wouldn't be tired, but you can get injured. So, but those people are going to get tired because they're not going to be working after they get citizenship, for sure not, unless they have really big salaries. So I don't know. But it's a hate crime. Why would people rush somewhere? They don't want you there. But even if they do want you, they just want to use you. They don't want nothing to do nothing for you, and then they're gonna be humiliating you and making high treason between the countries, your backgrounds, and that's not allowed. That's serious crime, high treason, and there are criminals doing that. But no one is calling them criminals. They try to make good people criminals. So what I'm trying to explain you at the present time is that why do you need, let's say, a piece of paper, let's say a green card? It's a paper. It's not the same as this paper. Literally, it looks a little bit better, but it's still a paper. And you can become very unhealthy being around them. They are unhappy people. there is what is going on in the United States and Canada is adultery, forced marriage, sexual rape, sexual assault, sexual trafficking, murders, and drug sales and gangs. Most of them are terrible and poor gangs, and I don't know. It's just not worthy something that someone makes you unhealthy because they are all unhealthy. Most of them. They're unhealthy people, but if they see that you are healthy in the mind, the way you are satisfied with with yourself, because that only God, Jesus Christ, can bring you that satisfaction of yourself and the practice. But the problem is they are unhappy people, so they want to bring unhappiness onto others. That's how they are. They're very miserable people. A few are okay; they are not doing bad, but the problem majority they are doing that. So and then going to be telling you where you are going to live and where they want you to live or which country they want you to live. So everybody are trying to use you and do what they want. Then those who have the family things that they don't want to be under that family last name something, they are hunting them. Then they bring problems into the country and all type of things you wouldn't believe. Then they're religious people because they are making money out of the churches and keep asking for the money from around church, and then they damage the good church, and that's what is going on. The same issue as it was during the Jesus Christ, that type of things. Churches wanted to make only money out of the people, and I don't know. It's not worthy that you become unhealthy or that you live in unhealthy environment because most of all of them are unhealthy. Most of all of them. Now, if you open any YouTube channel, you will see they all are already ready for you and they are sending those videos, everything, already prepared for you how they are going to be damaging and bringing that unhealthy environment into you. What I'm saying is just the truth, the way the things are, but they are not doing that. They're doing it with the organized crime and what are even authorities, not just gangs. There are even authorities that are doing that for not wanting you to succeed, so they want you to fail and damage everything. So they practice doing crime the same as criminals from the gangs. This is why I don't want when they judge only, let's say, illegal people without documents in the United States, but they should judge themselves too at the same time because what they are doing is also crime, serious crime. And this is what they are doing. All what they want to destroy everything what is good, and somehow I don't understand them. I mean, if I'm happy with, let's say, one against everybody, if you understand what I'm kind of higher strength in some way, something, if I want it, and then it would be dangerous for for everybody, not just for the people which are not on our side, but even everybody else. What means it wouldn't be safe even for the police and something. Or, but the problem is we don't want that. We already rejected that big offers, even of the money for that from that side, and we rather live the way Jesus wants us to be. And even if it's His life, what is can be even difficult, but it can be also happier within ourselves because we know we are good and we don't want to be as them. So this is what satisfies us. Of course, they are going to be always saying, trying to find something about you to say something. That's how thing about him. I have no time about it. The way they think, I already made so many other things. What they are slowing us down, but I still succeed so much that, to tell you the truth, in 2 years I will make double of those the best, for example. But I'm already the best now. But I'm saying people don't realize that sometimes one thing is worthier than and better than all other thousands, for example. But they don't know that. I mean, they don't have that thinking of understanding. But because they are fooling them around, brainwashing them, the media, the schools, politicians, and police officers, security, everybody. I mean, doctors and so on, hospitals. You know what, my people, those who is one nation, Jesus is Jesus. Jesus saves. And if you get that understanding on time, there is many way you can type of keep them away from you on time, because it's going to be too late if you let them come close in a way that you're starting to help everybody from the beginning, and then it's not going to be easy way out, because those people are going to always try to damage everything then. And obviously there are evil people in America and Canada. They're the most evil people I have ever seen in my life, because they live a lie life, in a lie, such as medias and that type of things, and the movie stars and those things. They live in a lie. They have type of, they will pick up on someone just because you know all the things how it works. That they just always want to hide something. What is not important is not the private life to hide. It's something else. I mean that is doesn't make sense. I mean, but what they are doing is showing a picture of themselves, how they are type of good for the nation of the generations, how they are practically helping people. They is totally opposite, unhelping people. But a few of them it could be, I mean, but I don't know. I mean, you have lots of pranksters, they pretend being someone else, and so they can have masks, who knows, looking at someone, and then they can damage the relations. But they are very hateful. They always loud voice. They always argue, always fighting. But I do understand they have illegal things too, and then they always argue too about it. I understand, because those people don't know how to behave in this environment. So they abuse people when they don't know even how to behave, and even they do it on purpose too. It's difficult. You have to find any better country on time, because you're not going to leave after, because your success might come too up, and who is going to give you the money for all that? And that's the problem. And then representing, you're not going to go somewhere represent someone else for the work salary or something. And there are better countries that these two countries to come, because now they create lots of hate, and all what they do, they want to destroy and damage everything. So the best is to choose a better country to immigrate if you already want to. Even better is to go even in New Zealand, Australia, or somewhere, if you want to go to those world five continents, that you go somewhere, because in Australia they can send you out of the city somewhere away on time, not after. Because successful people, they cannot go. Yeah. So if they do that on time, when you come right away, they put you somewhere out, so you stay away from this negativity. These people, they are not successful. They lie all the time, especially media and that. So Australia or New Zealand somewhere out away from it, so you can still be happy there. But you have to go with a family. If you only want continental world, if you think that Europe is not better, but obviously people are unhealthy, unhappy. Something it's in their brain, you know. People went through Jesus Christ's life, if you understand, and I'm happier than them. I mean, these people are messed up people. I don't know what's wrong with them. To me, they stole inventions. They did all type of things, but I'm still happy on my own. Like these people, I don't know. They need always someone to be with them to be happy. I mean, I don't need any of them. It's hard. I mean, I can't explain you that. it is lots of has to do with it. It's about what's in your head. I mean, it is one guy used to say that. I mean, but of course he was jealous for two others too. But at least he did say the truth. How it's about your head, how you accept the things to be happy. It's true too. But more successful you are, more you are happier you are, and then God brings you happiness to tell you the truth. And I don't know. The problem about hair is they don't want, like, you don't want to be around them. I mean, they are unhealthy and unhappy people, and you want to be on your own because they are messed up people, man. Those who are okay, then it's happening similar as what they bring to us. So you can hear how they react, so they react the same because that's what is going on. They're very unhealthy people, but people try to say that might be from the illegals, and it could be, because that behavior they don't know how to approach people, so they tell them to go away because not of they don't know how to approach the people, and I understand. And plus, they might abuse something, but they abuse even those who are locals. It's not just them. That's all. Hopefully, you learn something today and understand that these are not the countries and the people practically created that picture of this world here that you wouldn't be coming here to this country. This is why they did that. But I'm telling you that the piece of paper is not worthy for their unhealthiness and happiness that you emigrate here into this country, that they bring your life into misery because of them. For example, you don't want that to happen, or that you pay the price as Jesus and no one appreciates. You probably don't want that to happen because no one's going to tell you, here is new Bible or something. They don't care about that. All they care how they're going to make money out of the church, and then it's going to be as those high priests and Pharisees, if you understand, or in the event it should appear that you understand. So now I explain you everything what you wanted to know. So that's it, or accept it or reject it.